Pair of Maryland parents are accused of child neglect after allowing their two kids to walk home alone from a park about a mile away. So police picked up the kids about halfway through their walk after someone called to complain about it. Soon thereafter, Child Protective Services launched an investigation into the Mative family. Danielle Mative and her husband say they're just teaching their 10-year-old son and 6-year-old daughter to be self-reliant. Danielle Mative joins me live this morning. Danielle, thanks for being with us here on Fox and Friends this morning. Obviously, a challenging week for you here because this has fired up a lot of people, parents and authorities alike. So what happened? The kids were walking about a mile, and then the police picked them up? Tell us.
They were on their way home from a park about a mile away, a park they had been begging us to let them go to. So they got halfway home, and police stopped. Two cruisers came by and said that somebody called. And said there were two kids by themselves, and they asked the kids, how are you? Are you lost? And my son said, no, we're not lost. We're just walking home, and we're allowed to do this. It's not against the law. And the police said, okay, please come with us. And they brought him home. They brought him to my husband. I was out of town at the time.
Were the kids scared at that point, being pulled into a police car, or?
I actually think they thought it was all kind of exciting.
Sure.
They're pretty brave kids, so, you know, to them it was all interesting.
Adventurous day. So when they get home, though, I understand that Child Protective Services actually had you and your family sign a pledge. What did they require you to sign and promise?
What they did is after the police dropped the kids off and then they left a few hours later, someone from Child Protective Services came and they had a safety plan that they told my husband he had to sign, and that said that children would not be unattended at all until they could follow up with us the following week. And he said, I can't sign anything without, I want to talk to my wife, I want to talk to a lawyer. And she said, if you don't sign this, we're going to take the children right now. And she called the police.
So they threatened to actually take your children away. This is not the first time that they've walked to the park, though. Have you been practicing with them, quarter mile? This is what you do. How long has this been going on, and what's the build-up to this big walk?
Oh, it's been a long time. I mean, my son is 10, and he probably started doing this on his own about 7. He could walk around the block, and then he can go to the park a block away, and then he can go to the store. My daughter's 6, and about last year she started going around the block with her brother. Maybe 6 months ago they started going to our local park. So it really has been a build-up.
Yeah, we're getting some tweets and emails in, of course. This is a little controversial, Danielle. Let me get your response to this one. Pamela on Twitter is saying this. I'm not sure it wasn't neglect, but what it was, why risk it? Our children depend on us to protect them. It's called parenting. What's your response there?
Parenting and every other generation involve letting your kids learn independence, and not only letting them learn it, but helping them learn independence and resilience and courage. And that's not going to happen if we're watching them all the time.
Do you consider the risk? I mean, some other comments have said, look, it just takes a minute to take somebody's child. Why not give them the most protection possible? You say?
Well, I would say that the risk is overstated. We really overestimate the danger, and we really underestimate our kids. The riskiest thing we can do with our kids is actually put them in a car. But we do that every day because we understand that some risks are worth taking, and actually getting your child snatched is extremely unlikely.
Sure. Will they be walking to the park alone again?
Absolutely.
Wow. Danielle Mative, you are strong in your position, has our viewers commenting left and right, Facebook, Twitter, and email. We'd love to have more comments come in. Let us know what you think about that. And we thank you for your time this morning. Wish your family continued safety.
Thanks.